카메라 매달 왔습니다. 안녕하세요 여러분, 나누리PD입니다. 다시 인사드릴게요. Real Diplomats의 첫 번째 디플로맷 나누리입니다.
Okay, you can put the camera down now.
카메라 내려놔요?
Stand up straight and look into the camera in front of you.
앞에 있는 카메라를 보고
You can now repeat the oath.
선서. 저는 Real Diplomats의 첫 번째 디플로맷으로서 한국과 다른 국가들이 더욱 친해지고 더욱 가까워질 수 있도록 최선을 다해 노력할 것임을 시청자 여러분들 앞에서 선서합니다. 선서도 끝났고, 그럼 오늘의 주인공 국가를 소개해 볼까요? 오늘의 주인공 국가는 바로 여기 캐나다입니다.
Located on the North American continent, Canada is the second largest country in the world, with a landmass of 9.97 million square kilometers. That's about 45 times the size of the Korean peninsula. Canada's major industries include agriculture, forestry, fishery, energy, manufacturing, construction, and finance. Canada is also a natural resources exporter, rich in resources such as crude oil, coal, and iron ore. These economic strengths have positioned Canada as a global economic powerhouse. As of 2022, Canada's nominal GDP was estimated to be around $2.1 trillion, the eighth largest in the world. Canada is known for its stunning fall foliage. It's also a country of natural wonders, including the Northern Lights and majestic lakes. Old-Quebec, which was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985, is also one of Canada's must-see places. Canada and South Korea established diplomatic relations in 1963, and the two countries upgraded their bilateral relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2022.
그런데 여러분, 오늘의 주인공이 캐나다인 이유가 있습니다. 그 이유가 뭐냐고요? 지금 바로 공개합니다. 큐!
I've got some exciting news to share. In a few days, we'll be kicking off the latest Team Canada trade mission to the Indo-Pacific, this time to South Korea. This trip comes on the heels of our Team Canada trade missions to Singapore and to Japan last year, to Malaysia and Vietnam just last month. And judging by the success for our businesses on those, I'm confident we're going to see more of the same in South Korea.
여러분, 방금 들으셨죠? 캐나다 무역사절단 팀 캐나다 트레이드 미션이 4월 21일부터 25일까지 4박 5일 일정으로 한국을 방문합니다. 예이! 이들의 방안은 2022년 한-캐나다 관계가 포괄적 전략 동반자 관계로 격상된 이후 이루어진 최대 규모의 경제협력 행사라고 합니다. 이렇게 중요한 만남의 자리에 저희 Real Diplomats 팀이 빠질 수 없겠죠? 그래서 지금 만나러 갑니다, 여러분. 함께 가시죠. 고고! 저는 지금 을지로에 나와 있습니다. 왜냐고요? 오늘 여기서 굉장히 재밌는 행사가 열린다고 해서요. 캐나다 국제무역부 장관님과 서프라이즈 게스트가 함께하는 뜻깊은 행사가 열릴 예정인데요. 저희 Real Diplomats 팀도 초대를 받았습니다. 그럼 더 길게 말할 것 없이 가시죠. I walked into the event venue. 여기서는 지금 한국과 캐나다 간 기업 간 미팅이 이루어지고 있어요. 뭔가 실제 협력? 진짜 협력이 이루어지고 있는 현장에 온 것 같아서 저도 굉장히 설렙니다, 여러분. 캐나다! 여기서 이제 그 토론하는 거고, 네. 가운데 캐나다 MC. 장관님. A special armchair discussion will take place here today. 청중들은 캐나다 기업인들이에요. We have some time before the discussion begins, so I'm going to talk to a few of these Canadian business people.
Nice to meet you.
You have a Korean name card.
Bilingual. It's English on the other side.
Oh, wow. This is so cool. You made this for this trip?
I did.
Wow. Since she will be on Real Diplomats, she will need a name tag.
Happy to be Canadian.
On our program, anyone who connects Korea and Canada is a diplomat. Could you tell us about yourself and your company?
I'm the CEO and co-founder of Pregmaclin. We're a digital health company based out of the east coast of Canada, and we specialize in the Parkinson's space. So we've created a clinical decision support tool to be able to assess in real time the clinical progression of Parkinson's disease using technology.
So do you have any specific plans to cooperate with Korean companies in the near future?
Yeah, I've actually been in collaborative talks since December with a different organization here, a hospital network, and recently just had a new meeting with a different hospital network. And so I think it's provided us opportunity for collaboration, mostly in the clinical trial space. One kind of piece that we've been working on is how we can collaboratively work together on a longitudinal study. In Canada, because they're seen once a year, it's really hard to check the progression because they only come in once a year. Here, they're seen every 2 weeks. So it makes it a lot easier to do longitudinal data to track the progression of a patient if they're coming in every couple of weeks. And so we're really excited about the opportunity to do a different style of study here and collect really great, valuable data to be able to publicate possibly as a joint project across the countries.
Although the social systems of Korea and Canada are different, we can use them to conduct research that is helpful for each business. Here is our next diplomat. Could you tell us about yourself and your company for our viewers?
I started this company with my co-founder, Sarab, in Vancouver, Canada. We started looking at a new technology to building AI solution for AI data, engineer data for process industry, chemical, oil and gas, power industry, heavy manufacturing.
So can you expect any future collaboration between Korea and your company?
Yeah, we're just 2 days we found so many. Yeah, actually I just finished a meeting with a corporation here looking at digital twin. They are very leading that technology in the market. And that's why I'm late, because we just keep talking. I think we certainly have a lot of follow-up to do. We'll have, to look at more solid case and building pilot, working with a large or small company here.
The Team Canada trade mission seems to be getting some pretty positive results so far. Canada! The armchair discussion is about to begin.
Could I have your attention, please?
I'd like to introduce the panelists for today's discussion.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I want to first begin with Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy, which has been unveiled in November 2022, and this has been the talk of this trip.
The Government of Canada launched the Indo-Pacific strategy at the end of 2022 because it's really simple. This region is the fastest growing region in the world. So it's really important for Canada to be here and to be in markets like South Korea, but also in this region.
In my research, I came across this fact. 6 of Canada's top 13 trading partners are in the Indo-Pacific region. As the minister just said, Canada announced its Indo-Pacific strategy with a budget of 2.3 billion Canadian dollars over 5 years, seeking to advance 5 interconnected strategic objectives. First, promoting peace, resilience, and security. Second, expanding trade, investment, and supply chain resilience. Third, investing in and connecting people. Fourth, building a sustainable and green future. Fifth, Canada as an active and engaged partner to the Indo-Pacific.
But another big feature of the Indo-Pacific strategy for the trade piece is this. It is the Team Canada trade missions. Being a part of this means that I have a greater chance of being able to get into this market, to attract businesses, to attract customers, to attract investors. There's so much complementarity between Canada and Korea that I think that what is ahead of us is what we could be doing together.
Former Minister Yu explained to Canadian business leaders the overall trade policy of Korea.
Even despite the old protectionism sentiment around the world and all the economic security concerns around the world, Korea continues to pursue FTAs. We believe that supply chain resilience can be achieved, strengthened through increased trade networks and increased international cooperation. But with whom? With trusted partners. Someone like Canada that you just mentioned.
저는 지금 장관님을 인터뷰하러 갑니다.
How are you? Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm so happy about this. No, I'm so happy. Look, I also know about the show because well, yes, because I see it when I come here to Korea. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. Hello, everybody. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
We're here in Seoul with the largest Canadian business delegation to Korea ever. So I think it is a clear sign that Canada sees Korea as an important economic partner. So is that right?
Absolutely. Canada and Korea also just celebrated 60 years of diplomatic relations. I learned while I was here that for Koreans, 60 years is one chapter. So to have a delegation like this, 160 businesses, over 250 people as part of this trade mission, to be here in Seoul and to see almost 700 business-to-business meetings take place between Canadian businesses and Korean businesses and investors. You're seeing it. You're seeing business and trade and investment actually happening by these businesses. And I think we have momentum right now. We are going to be celebrating our 10th year of the Canada-Korea Free Trade Agreement. We are seeing the benefits from that.
In September 2014, Korea and Canada officially signed a free trade agreement. Canada is Korea's 12th FTA partner, and Korea is the first Asian country with which Canada signed an FTA. Under the Korea-Canada FTA, the two aim to eliminate tariffs on 97.5% of their imports in terms of the number of items. Also, Korea would get rid of duties on 98.7% of its imports from Canada in terms of monetary value, while Canada would remove tariffs on 98.4% of its imports from Korea within 10 years. Bilateral trade has increased significantly since the FTA was signed. When the FTA came into effect in 2015, the size of bilateral trade was $8.6 billion. By 2023, it had increased by roughly 70% to $14.6 billion. As of the second quarter of 2023, the FTA export utilization rate between Korea and Canada was 96.8%. The higher the export utilization rate, the more benefits the two countries are understood to be yielding from the FTA. In 2013, Canada was Korea's 25th largest trading partner. 10 years later, in 2023, it jumped to 17th place. Korea is also a very important economic partner for Canada. As of 2023, Korea is Canada's 7th largest merchandise trade partner, its 8th largest export partner, and its 6th largest import partner.
And Canada is Korea's largest foreign direct investment destination next to the United States. So these are real, tangible examples of how the Canada-Korea relationship, but business and trade and investment relationship is working today.
So tell us about the Team Canada trade mission. So for what purpose was the team made?
For two reasons. One, this bilateral relationship is really important. As I said, 10 years of the Canada-Korea Free Trade Agreement, 60 years of diplomatic relations. President Yoon was in Canada in 2022. Prime Minister Trudeau was here in 2023. We have had, during that visit, we had what they call 2+2 economic security meetings that my ministerial colleagues were participating. It is setting sort of the right tone, building on the important relationship already. And Prime Minister Trudeau told President Yoon that I, as the trade minister, was going to bring a delegation of Canadian businesses here to advance the work and the commitment we made to each other for economic security, energy security, working in areas like AI and ICT, collaborating on the future of our networks, also on the critical minerals partnership in the supply chain around electric vehicles and so forth. So advancing this important economic partnership is one part of it. The second reason is that Canada launched an Indo-Pacific strategy at the end of 2022, and this region is the fastest growing in the world. And Canada wants to be here, particularly with partners like South Korea, because we do see so many areas of synergy.
How does Canada want to cooperate with Korea specifically?
So very specifically, you're seeing it in these businesses that are here. Many businesses in the clean energy, clean tech space. And if you look at what LG has already invested in Canada as part of the joint venture with Stellantis that is building a big gigawatt battery manufacturing plant in Canada. I visited a wonderful company yesterday, Crafton, who has a gaming studio that's open in Canada. There are countless Korean businesses in the space and Canadian providers of clean energy, whether it is LNG or whether it is developing hydrogen, whether it is to collaborate to be a good energy security partner. So I think there's, you're seeing a theme. I mean, there's energy security, there is food security. That and how we collaborate together means it is economic security. Yesterday, I participated in a wonderful, culinary showcase here where I was part of a cooking demonstration that saw Canadian ingredients go into Korean food, Canadian blueberries, Canadian oats, Canadian maple syrup, Canadian beef, pork, lobster, into what is Korean cuisine. So from food security and agriculture to energy and battery development for EVs and technology like AI and ICT and the future networks that we'll be developing together. So a range of areas where Canada and Korea are very uniquely positioned to collaborate together.
After talking with the minister, I could see the direction of cooperation Korea and Canada are pursuing. Now, let's go see on site how more practical cooperation takes place. I'm on my way to a hotel in Yeouido. That is where I'm meeting with the Team Canada Trade Mission. Team Canada Trade Mission. 여기서도 무슨 행사를 하고 있어요?
네, 지금 캐나다 상공회의소랑 저희 사절단이 함께 브리핑 세션 가지고 네트워킹 세션 하고 있어요.
그렇구나.
오후에는 각각 델리게이션이 5군데 섹터로 나눠져서 각각 다른 곳에 그 사이트 비짓이랑 미팅하러 가고 있고요.
That is right. This afternoon, Team Canada Trade Mission will be divided into 5 sectors as follows: agriculture and processed foods, clean energy and clean technologies, creative industries, information and communications technologies, and life sciences. They will be visiting sites of Korean industry related to each sector and meeting with Korean companies. I will be joining them today. 저는 오늘 One by one, people begin to board the bus. 안녕하세요. 어디 앉아야 될까? So you're from Canada?
I am.
Okay.
Vancouver.
I spoke with the person sitting next to me. As a diplomat representing Korea, I'm trying to make friends with as many Canadians as I can today. 한국 디플로mat입니다. On the way to my destination, I thought I would have a little chat with her. But first, I'd like to introduce her to you.
So I'm Hannah Cho. I'm the Executive Director of the Racial Equity Screen Office, which is a national not-for-profit in Canada. We're based in Vancouver. And we're here for meeting new partners and building programs for creative pathways that increase co-production for Canadian and Korean content.
So how did you become one of the members of the Team Canada trade mission?
Yeah, so there are two streams actually within the trade mission. There's B2B and then general programs. So our organization as a not-for-profit we're looking to increase cultural diplomacy between our countries. So we're one of the general program members, and we're here because we believe that there's a global audience trend, and we have these diaspora ties between Korean Canadians, such as myself. I'm diaspora Korean, and our content, there's an opportunity in the future that we're starting to see where Canadian stories and Korean stories, we can have more collaboration and co-production. So from an economic standpoint, there's some opportunity to work together and create more stories that are international and global in nature.
So maybe I could work with you.
That would be great.
While we were deep in our conversation, the bus continued on its way and arrived at its destination. The Creative Industries Group arrived at Digital Media City. Located in Sangam-dong, Digital Media City is the largest media and entertainment cluster in Korea, designed to become the national hub of content creation. Let's start our tour of TMC. Outside, we saw the park and the buildings. And then, we went inside the buildings and looked around. Hi, I'm from Arirang TV in Seoul. I decided to have some conversations with people here as well.
My name is Paul Reske, and I'm from Studio X Labs in Vancouver, Canada.
So were you interested in Korean companies before?
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, Korean company, currently Korea is really a bit of a powerhouse in terms of the games industry, like Stellar Blade. Korea produces top-notch animation and top-notch video games. So hopefully I can collaborate with them because the quality is so good that it would be a great market to get into.
Do you have any specific plans to cooperate with Korea or Korean companies in the future?
I hope so. Basically, what I'm sort of looking for is Korean game companies or animation companies that might want to version their products into English so that they can bring them to Western markets.
If you're a Korean game or animation company looking to expand your market to North America, attention please. 이분들이 바로 한국과 캐나다 간 미래 협력의 주인공이 되실지도 몰라요. 잘 기억해 두세요. Our next stop is here. 저는 다음 장소인 토각으로 가고 있어요.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the fourth floor.
Korea VR AR Complex is a space operated by the Korea Information and Communication Industry Promotion Agency to foster the metaverse XR industry in Korea.
It provides all the information needed for the development of the metaverse XR industry, from the development of AR and VR contents to the commercialization stage. This is the K Immersive Studio.
예를 들어서 이런 동작 같은 경우에 사람들이 보고 싶은 위치에 따라서 보고 싶은 동작을 볼 수 있는.
Here, objects are captured in 360 degrees with 64K cameras to create three-dimensional content that can be viewed from all directions. Many questions were asked.
How do you prevent the spill on the white material?
Does this tracking, the capture system, use the the motion tracking bodysuit, or just you don't need it?
No need. I'm just curious, what interesting projects are you working on right now? 남북의 이산가족 만남을 시키려고 했었어요. 그래서 이제 남쪽에 살아계신 분들을 이렇게 찍어서 진짜 가까이서 이렇게 눈앞에서 하려고 했는데.
A Korean studio official and Canadian entrepreneur exchanged contact info on site. Perhaps we will see cooperation taking place between Korea and Canada in this field soon.
그 기술에 대해서 캐나다 분들이 굉장히 관심을 많이 가지시더라고요. 질문도 많이 하시고. 그래서 뭔가 그 부분에서 한국과 캐나다가 앞으로 협력을 많이 할 수 있지 않을까 하는 그런 기대를 좀 하게 됐습니다.
A meeting between Korean and Canadian companies was also held here today. This is a meeting between a Canadian company called Graffiti Plus and a Korean company called 시공테크. Graffiti Plus provides an authentic digital graffiti experience. They run their own software on projection, allowing event attendees to digitally paint on large screens using digital spray cans. An interesting fact is that the company has collaborated with Samsung, a Korean company, on several occasions. 시공테크, established in 1988, is a company that plans cultural spaces such as museums, exhibition halls, theme parks, and creates various exhibitions and contents to fill them.
그 아이템 중에 캔 스프레이를 이용해서 트래커를 이용을 해가지고 하는 그 아이템을 저희도 굉장히 좀 해보고 싶었었어요.
The meeting seemed to have taken place in a friendly atmosphere. What did the two companies actually discuss?
And you just had some meetings with Korean companies.
Yes.
And what were discussed at the meetings?
The embassy, the Trade Commission Service, they help us organize these meetings, which again, one of the benefits of joining the program. They were so great at curating the different meetings and arranging that for us. And we were actually discussing straight into a potential project that they are having. They have a project, I can't really say what it is, but they have a need to have something interactive, something unique, something that it has to do with art, and they really think our product is a great fit for that. And who knows, maybe that'll become a successful project.
So can you expect something faster?
Maybe, I really hope so. We are really committed to entering the Korean market, so we'll come back in July and potentially one more trip after that before the end of the year, because we really believe that consistent and being keeping our presence here persistent as well is really important, because then that will show our potential partners here that we're serious as well about being here.
I'm going to meet another Canadian CEO who had a meeting with a Korean company.
Of course.
Okay. Could you tell us about yourself and your company briefly?
Sure. So my name is Eric Albert. I'm the CEO of PHI. PHI is a cultural and artistic organization based in Montreal, Canada. It consists of the PHI Foundation for Contemporary Art. The PHI Center, which is another presentation venue also located in Montreal, presents works at the intersection of art and technology. And then PHI Studio, which is a production facility for immersive works, mostly in the virtual reality, augmented reality, and types of works.
I think it is a company that is deeply related to the complex we looked around together today. Why is Phi Studio interested in the Korean market?
Well, I think the Korean market specifically is at the forefront of technology, obviously. There's also a lot of similarities in the storytelling aspects of the way that Koreans tell stories and the way that Canadians tell stories. So we certainly see a lot of affinities between our two countries collaborating in promoting our works. We're here to promote our works to the Korean market, but we're also here to build bridges to bring some of the Korean works to the Canadian market as well.
저 여기 지금 판교에 와 있습니다. 판교. 그때 코박에서 캐나다 기업들이 한국 기업이랑 미팅했던 거 여러분 혹시 기억하세요? 저 오늘 그 한국 기업 만나러 갑니다.
I was also curious about the thoughts of Korean companies that had meetings with Canadian companies.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Are they interested in the Canadian market too?
네, 그 팀장님 그때 코박에서 캐나다 기업 두 군데랑 미팅을 하셨잖아요.
네.
그때 이제 어떤 이야기를 나누셨는지 좀 저희에게 이야기를 해주세요.
먼저 그 그래피티라고 하는 곳은 그러니까 본인들이 이제 실제 그 디지털 페인팅, 그러니까 스프레이를 가지고 디지털 페인팅을 하는 이제 그런 기술을 갖고 있는 업체였고, 그 본인들의 기술을 가지고 이제 한국과 협력할 수 있는 이제 그런 곳을 이제 찾던 와중에 그 저희랑 미팅을 하게 되었습니다. 그리고 이제 어린이들이 이 벽에다가 그 LED 디스플레이 혹은 그 프로젝션 디스플레이를 통해서 그 자유롭게 이제 그림을 그릴 수 있는 이제 그런 어떻게 보면 인터랙션을 할 수 있는 아이템인데, 그 예전부터 저희도 한번은 사용을 해보면 좋겠다 하고 이제 눈여겨봤던 부분들도 있었고, 그래서 우리의 기술과 그쪽의 기술에 대한 설명, 서로에 대한 이해를 갖는 이제 그런 자리였었고, 또 한 군데는 이제 PHI 스튜디오라고 하는 곳인데, 거기는 이제 인피니티라고 하는 그 본인들이 이제 갖고 있는 그 여러 명이 동시에 체험할 수 있는 그런 VR 시스템을 갖고 있더라고요. 그래서 그런 것들을 이제 한국에 어떻게 적용하면 좋을지, 그리고 저희도 이제 그런 공간 VR을 했던 경험이 있다 보니까 또 저희 기술에 대해서 좀 많이 관심을 가졌었습니다.
근데 혹시 이번 이제 그 두 업체들과의 미팅을 통해서 뭐 이런 것도 앞으로 해보면은 뭐 좀 재밌을 수 있겠다, 흥미로울 수 있겠다, 뭐 약간 이런 아이디어를 얻은 게 혹시 있으신지 궁금해요. 그냥 개인적으로라도.
사실 이제 저희가 이런 전시 체험관들, 그리고 국제적인 행사를 하는 엑스포, 그리고 더 나아가서 요새는 이제 그 야간 경관들을 이런 사업들을 많이 하다 보니까 아무래도 이제 그 캐나다에서도 물론 잘하는 업체들이 있지만, 그러니까 저희가 그런 한국적인 것들을 좀 더 이제 기술을 이제 알려주고 또 그런 컨텐츠들을 더 확산시킬 수 있다면 오히려 더 재밌지 않을까? 또 이런 생각들은 좀 많이 해봤습니다.
What I know for sure from this opportunity is that Korea and Canada got to know each other better. Today, where diplomats visited the site where meetings between companies from both countries are taking place, along with Canada's Minister of International Trade and numerous diplomats who connect Korea and Canada. Do you know what I felt today? Companies come together to create new ideas and open new markets through networking. This is not something that can be done alone. So, diplomats bridging the two countries together, we hope you can work harder so that both countries can become good friends and co-prosperous partners through thick and thin.
When you spoke together, you look like sisters. So good to speak with my sister and meet together with her.
오, 상황이 이렇게 생겼구나. 한국과 캐나다 사이를 조금 더 가깝게 연결해보고 있습니다.